What I want to do is I want to show you how to write a clinical or a cover letter for a clinical pharmacist position. And just like I did with letters of intent, it's $75 if you want to work with me. I'll help you create a unique template for you, and then I'll help you with a second letter to a second place that you're going to go for. You'll write both letters, and I'll update and clean up the first one, then you'll write the second one. And I think by getting those two done, you'll have a really good idea of what I'm trying to get across. But hey, you may be able to do it on your own, save the $75, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So the very first thing I want to do, and I'll make this larger so you can see it. I know on a small screen this would probably be very tiny, but on the left-hand side, what we have is the actual letter, and this is a letter template, which I'll post at residencyhelp.com. And on the right-hand side, we're going to have the actual position. Now, I've created a fictional position based on some positions I saw out there, and I put some things in there because I wanted to address them and how you should address them. You want to think of this as more journalistic than it is the same as a letter of intent, because it needs to be the upside down pyramid, in that the most important thing should be at the top. And when they were writing this position, it's likely that they put the most important thing to that health system at the top. So if teamwork is at the top, that's probably what they thought was most important. But I'll show you there are some exceptions to that rule. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first address the position itself, and I'm just going to move this over to the side just to make it a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, so let me read through it and make some comments on it. A lot of this is in that kind of boring, speak that you see in these kinds of positions, but some of them are very important clues. Okay, so the Potomac River Health System is a fictional hospital, of course. Looks to hire a clinical pharmacist for a full-time position. Written correspondence should go to 1000 River Road, Potomac, Maryland 20854. This is a fictional address, although I grew up just north of that in North Potomac. Salary range is a minimum of $50 an hour to a maximum of $65 an hour based on experience. So if you're a new grad, obviously towards the bottom end. If you've been doing this for a while or just transferring states, maybe to the top end. Hours are 40 full-time hours per week. And I'm making this one 7 on, 7 off. Overnight shifts for a reason, and I'll show you once we write the letter why. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be daytime or whatever. But what you want to do, because a lot of health systems will post multiple positions at the same time, make clear to the person which position that you are applying for. So in this preparation, we're going to have 5 different areas that they really care about: teamwork, accountability, patient safety, professional development, and health economics considerations. Now, you're going to be very good at some of these, and maybe you have less experience in all. You have to address them all. And you especially want to address, once we get down to experience, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, those types of things where you might have maybe some, I don't want to say deficiencies, but you don't have the preferred experience. So a lot of times you'll see required and preferred. And we'll see that as we go. So first thing, teamwork. Successful candidate has experience in organizations or work experience where they demonstrated successful skills in working with others, blah, 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 right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, well, this is where I was part of a team and I led a team, and this was where I was good at following in a team. So not only will I get things done with other people, I will also be easy to work with. Okay. Accountability. Medication delivery must be accurate and to the highest level. That's bad when that is actually wrong. Okay. Medication delivery must be accurate to the highest level, and so forth. Just saying, okay, well, are you somebody that blames other people, or are you somebody that I can count on that's going to be there every day because, especially in these trying times, you are going to be the last line. Patient safety. Potomac River Hospital Health System provides a continuous focus on quality improvement and safety, et cetera, et cetera. And what you want to do is say, okay, well, if there's going to be safety, what evidence do I have in my background that I have shown patient safety? You cannot be general with this stuff, and I'll show you that in a minute. Fourth, professional development. So a growth mindset. Don't say I did a residency or I did 2 residencies, PGY1, PGY2. I have professionally developed. You want to talk about what those things are that you continue to develop. Health and economics considerations, it's a fancy way of saying you will not overspend. You will be conscious of the spending. You are absolutely conscious of outcomes-based environments and understanding what it is that you have to do to keep costs down so that when they bring you on, they know that you're going to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Okay, so education, maybe they'll take a bachelor's, but usually doctor of pharmacy is required. Experience, 2 years hospital experience or PGY1 residency experience preferred. And I could have written but not required, it just didn't fit. And then licenses and certifications. So pharmacist license in Maryland required, but Maryland, DC, and Virginia preferred. And this is common to see that some of the surrounding states might have a health system, and you are immediately a better candidate if you have licenses in both. And then we are the largest nonprofit health system on the East Coast. Make that correct, with facilities in Maryland, DC, and Northern Virginia with 3,000 employees. So you can see, okay, this is a big hospital system, a lot of opportunity to improve. If this is the only position, you know what, I'm going to go for the overnights off and on just so I can get in the system, and maybe, you know, in X amount of time, I'll be able to transition to days or something like that. So that's the posting. And again, this will be on residencyhelp.com. I'll have that posting and so forth there. But what I want to do is I want to make the focus now on the actual letter. Okay? So I'm a pharmacist, 5600 Coastal Highway, Ocean City, Maryland, 21842. So that just happened to be a place I used to own back in the day, and it's not a real address, but it's an area that I used to live around when I was at the beach. Dr. Yura, Director, Inpatient Pharmacy Director, Potomac River Hospital System, 1000 River Road, Potomac, Maryland, 20854. Dear Dr. Director. Great. So you got that stuff out of the way. If you need extra room, you can always take that I'm a pharmacist and put that in the top here. Okay, you could copy, paste it up here, get yourself an extra 4, but we really want to keep this to a single page. So dear Dr. Director, and please, if you're going to use this template, remove the bold. This is not part of the deal. Okay, so introductory paragraph. I'm moving to Maryland and feel that my 2 years of experience as a hospital intern, along with my clinical focus in my PGY hospital residency in Northern Virginia, provided me with an excellent background in clinical hospital work. Now, you may or may not have PGY1. You may just be a new grad, but you have worked as an intern and you've done rotations. I can tell you that even though those 5 pieces are there in the request, the very first thing that a hiring manager wants to know is what work experience do you have. So I am a big proponent of putting I have work experience in the very first sentence. And I think that there is nothing that trumps work experience, even if you don't have the same EHR, any kind of work experience, even if you're going from outpatient hospital experience to an inpatient, that you worked at a hospital, you have one of those badges from a hospital, you've been at a hospital, that's a big deal. Second, what you want to do is make very clear the position that you're applying to. So I'm looking to specifically apply to the overnight position at Potomac River Hospital System, where I can serve as a resource. Because what they don't want is, okay, well, this person seems really qualified, but do they know that it's overnights? They seem awfully excited about it, and we've got 3 positions, 2 are a day and 1 is overnight. Which one are they applying for? Make very clear which position you are applying for. Don't just say the position at that system. I understand you use blank electronic health record, and I've used the system prior. Nothing makes you more qualified than saying not only do you have work experience, not only are you clear on which position you're applying to, but also you have experience with the electronic health records. You are someone that will be onboarded and be working very quickly. Okay? Because this director has a boss too. And so as soon as you get hired, it's how's the new guy doing? How's the new girl doing? You know, that needs to happen very quickly, especially in our current environment. And then in this letter, I hope to outline my qualifications in working with others in teamwork And you can see this matches perfectly with what's going on the right. And you say, that's ridiculous. You're taking exactly their words. You know what? You would not believe how many people will apply to a position and try to make a generic letter. I don't understand what it is that people don't understand how much money it is to give someone $100,000 a year. I get that traditionally we've made a lot of money, but when you're asking someone for $100,000, and I get that the federal government, when you took loans and so forth, just said fill out this form, but you need to make it like I'm asking for 10 piles of $10,000 next year. Maybe I should write something that matches what they have perfectly, and that's what you want to do. So I want to outline my qualifications in working with others in teamwork, accountability, patient safety, professional development, and departmental economic considerations. That tells me, as a hiring manager, not only did you read it, but you're not going to waste my time. I'm not going to have to dig for, okay, well, is this person good in the team? Yeah, it looks like third paragraph, second line has team. If it goes in the same order, you make it so easy. Everything you do must make it easy for the hiring manager to say, you know what, let's put this in the look for later pile, and let me get all the ones that are just these generics out of the way. You're like, that can't be true. There's no way that hiring managers won't look at all of them. No, their job, the first thing they're going to do is just burn through and try to get a smaller pile. And the easiest thing you can do to get in that smaller pile is to make sure that you make clear, look, you took the time to write up that 5 different things that you wanted. I looked at it, I read it, and this letter is going to tell you why we match. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to insert the teamwork evidence here, whatever it is that's on the actual position statement that you're looking at. So as a teammate in pharmacy school and in residency, I felt I had roles as both a leader and someone easy to lead. Music to a hiring manager's ears to hear that somebody not only can get things done with other people, but that they're easy to work with. They're not a prima donna. They're going to be able to follow as well. And then you follow it up with evidence, just like a peer-reviewed article. As a leader, I did this. I fostered teamwork through a project in this. Our leadership agenda at the hospital was this, and I supported my teammates by going the extra mile in this. What you're saying is, not only am I a leader, not only am I a good follower, I have evidence of where I led, and it's relevant to your work environment, and it's also relevant as a teammate. Accountability. So in my on-call responsibilities throughout the year, I developed an exceptional ability to work autonomously. What they want to know is, are you going to call the director for everything? Hey, somebody called me about this and I didn't really know what to do. So you're saying I answered every call promptly, and sometimes had to lean on the other team members, but I built relationships with the nursing staff. So that means that you're not going to rely on the director for everything. You're looking and reaching out to other people. You had multiple competing calls, but you were able to handle them. All of these things say, gosh, this would be a really great person to have here. Insert patient safety. So maybe you did research on patient safety during residency. Maybe you didn't have a residency, but you were part of maybe a technician training or something like that. What you want to do is show that when you had blank adversity, the team came together and put processes in place in addition to solving the problem. So don't just say, and make sure not to shame other groups. Like nursing messed up here, or a physician messed up a dose there, almost giving insulin to a pregnant patient at 10 times the dose or something like that. What you want to do is say, there was, mistakes were made. You don't blame anyone with regards to insulin dosages in pregnant patients. And we, as a team, put processes in place to make it safe for everyone. Okay? Professional development. Too many times I see students are saying, well, I did a PGY1, I professionally developed. No, that's a tool. Yeah, I get that they say, okay, it's worth 2 to 3 years of experience in a hospital or whatever. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But what you want to say is, these are the things that I continue to read. These are the participation in the annual blank. I also come to meetings at the hospital or wherever I'm working, and these are my focus areas, and maybe that's going to be part of what you're doing. So if it's a pediatric hospital, if you have experience in peds, obviously it's going to be super important. Insert health economic considerations here. So the fifth one, a rise in blank medication really threatened our budget. Every single director is going to know, man, this one drug is killing us because someone raised the prices. And then that you've worked with the team to find some alternative, or that you are conscious of these health economic concerns. When you make the boss's problems your problems, that is music to their ears, and they want to hear, yes, this is a person that can help us. And that's the feeling you want them to get away. Because on first reading, you may think, well, they're going to remember this, this, and this. What they're going to do is they're either going to feel yes for sure, no for sure, or somewhere in the middle. The way that you get that yes for sure golden feeling in the hiring manager is where you care about all of the things that they're caring about, and you're providing solutions. Okay? And then the closing paragraph, you reiterate that, yes, teamwork, accountability, patient safety, professional development, health economics considerations, all the things that you asked for, I provided evidence for you. I think I can serve. Okay? Don't say that I am an excellent candidate. All that's going to happen is, as soon as you say those words, the hiring manager's brain's going to say, man, I just read 3 resumes that were better than yours. What you want to do is just say, I want to serve. Because if they've got 4 people that just said, I'm a great candidate, and you say, I'm all about service, they're going to immediately gravitate towards yours, because service is what they want. They want someone that is there to help, and that they have that not only can I lead, but also follow mindset. I hope to be part of your team in weathering these challenging times. You may acknowledge that, hey, department budgets are being slashed right now as elective surgeries and things like that can't happen, but there are still people hiring. So you want to say, you know what? I am mindful of these economic considerations. And then best, I'm a pharmacist, Pharm.D. Now, I would keep it to a page. I would take these 5 considerations from over here and maybe put them into 3 paragraphs or 2 paragraphs instead of 5. I was just trying to show you how to do it. But cover letter should be no more than a single page. And again, I can help you with that, Tony the Pharmacist at gmail.com. So hopefully this has been helpful to see kind of both sides of it. But what I really, really think you should do is, even if this is just the web version of it, you should have the version on the right and then your letter on the left, and make sure you address every single thing. And one last thing I want to address is, what if you are a new grad and it says, we really want 2 years of hospital experience? Okay. So what you want to do is start going into detail on all the things that you did in the hospital to make clear that, yes, you were part of a hospital system. Maybe you did a longitudinal rotation with 4 rotations in a hospital, and you're in the same system. So those types of things are really going to help you stand out. What they want is the best person. Someone might have 5 years of hospital experience and you might have just your time as an intern. But if you come with an attitude of service, if you come with an attitude of, I want to be part of the team, I can lead the team, I can follow with the team, they're going to pick you every time, because they can train you, but what they can't do is untrain that kind of, well, I've been doing this forever and I know what I'm doing. They can't get rid of that. So again, if you want my one-on-one help, you can reach out to me. But hopefully this has been helpful, kind of explaining the difference between the two. And again, you can find this at residencyhelp.com.